And I don't understand the question very well. What is the difference between emotional and logical related intelligence? Not logic doesn't necessarily mean is intelligent. It could be wrong logic. And the emotion is, other than certain kind of emotions, all emotions coming from thoughts. The way you think, you react to it, and there's a certain emotion that a thought instigates. So you can have an emotion that you don't even agree with, but because the thought popped up, that such thought is present, that could actually create an emotion in the body. But that has nothing to do with your preference for that creation of the emotion. It's a reaction to a thought, not reaction to what thought. Thought. It's not a reaction to what thought, intrusive thought, or thought popped up or suggested. It's a reaction to the thought, not to the thought of what thought brought about, suggested. It's not to what thought suggested, it's just a reaction to the thought of what was suggested by thought, not your reaction to the idea, to the suggestion. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say or not. In other words, I can think of something. I can think of a sour fruit. I can see the sour fruit. I can feel the sour fruit. It's a lemon. It's lime. It's juicy. Its drops are in my mouth. Now my emotion, it's a certain emotion. My emotion and the salivation, it's to the thought of the lemon. Not necessarily lemon. I didn't want lemon. I actually don't want lemon. But when the thought of it pops up, I may react to the thought of the lemon, but I don't want lemon. Because that's what thought can make the body react to. For example, I may be thinking of some disgusting thing. I don't know, shit soup. Ugh, I want to throw up. But I didn't want to throw up. I have no intention of throwing up. I'm having a live streaming. But the thought of something that popped up in my head could make me throw up, because that thought can make my body react to it, because my body, when a thought shows up, doesn't understand between actuality and virtuality. Since the brain cannot distinguish between what's actual or what's memory or what's thought popped up, a suggestion, the image, the idea can have a certain reaction to my body, because it doesn't understand that this is just an idea, this is just a joke, this is just a thought, this is just an idea, suggestion. It thinks it has to react anyhow, because that's what the relationship between thought and body is. But you can't get confused and bamboozled thinking that you actually wanted to react this way. No such thing. For example, somebody might have intrusive thoughts, is a heterosexual, and could have an intrusive thoughts about homosexual intrusive thoughts. And if let's say a body part, a naked body or a muscle of a same gender pops up in his head by intrusive thought, and he regards his own muscle and his own body as sexy because he likes to train his body and his body parts and use it for sex with women of his liking. So when a thought pops up, an image of a same gender as this heterosexual person is, And that body part is similar to the body part that this person himself has, and he identifies his body part for sex with women, and now he sees a similar body part of that other man there that also finds its association in the brain, in thought, for sex, because he uses the same body part for sex with women. He sees another same body part which is the same as his, whether it's any part of the body, muscles here or muscle there. He says, I have that, and this is what it associates in my case. Now I see another body part similar to mine. Mine is associated with sex with women, therefore that associated with brings sex in mind. Because of that association, then the person who is got an HOCD says, oh, that was a sexual reaction to a thought of sex with another man. That wasn't the case. That was a thought popped up, intrusive thoughts, brought about that image, and that image is similar to your body or your body part that is associated with woman in your case, and now that brings about the same topic there, and then you mix it up thinking, oh, that reaction was because of any interest in sexual inclination with that same gender that thought had popped up in your head. These are the mistakes that people with OCD or HOCD make, and that makes them to, oh, therefore I'm gay. That's a reaction of body to thought, not a reaction of body or you to the image or to that idea of having homosexual interest. These are important for you to understand how brain works, how the connections and the intrusive thoughts and negative thoughts and transient thoughts and HOCD thoughts, they run with these kind of things that are opposite of what your interest and inclination and true self is. And you got to understand that. Otherwise you get bamboozled, and then you think, oh, then that means, oh. Anyhow, let's move on to